Welcome to Funda CompuPath. This is question 5 of June 2025, paper 1, TET question paper. We are going to answer from 5.1. The instruction says, open the 5 games database. This is the file that we need to open in order for us to answer these questions successfully. Therefore, 5.1 says open, okay, the TB, the table 5, one table in a design view. The instruction says edit the properties. 5.1.1, edit the properties of the field, of the tournament field, so that the text would not exceed 15 characters. We have to open this one in a design view. Then you have to focus on the tournament field. The instruction says, edit the properties of the tournament field so that the text would not exceed 15 characters. Then under property field or field properties, these are property fields. Then it means you have to come here, you have to change from 55 to 15 or any number to 15 because the characters should not exceed 15. Then we are done answering this particular question. 5.1.2, change the date field in a format of this date. Make sure a user can choose a date. In other words, we have to change it to this format. Like for an example, 2026 0807. It has to be like that. You click the date field and then you come to format. You use this format, you type this format. Like this. Then the instruction goes further and say, make sure a user can choose a date. Then you come here, show date picker. Show date picker. You change it to for dates. For dates. So that a user can choose a date. Then like that, you are done. You are done. 5.1.3, modify the properties of the location field so that it displays as shown in the example below. Let's look at the example. It has to be like this. Modify the properties of the location field so that it displays as shown in the properties below. You click the location field. Then after that, you need to click lookup. You need to click lookup. It's very important to listen to the instructions. It says modify the properties of the location location field so that it displays as shown in the example below. So this is what you are going to do. Under lookup, you have to make sure that you choose combo box. There's text box, list box. Under display control, you have to choose combo box. Then under raw source, you have to change it to a table country. You have to change it to a table country. Why? Because it has to appear as what we see on the question paper. That is why the instruction says note, use the table country table. So when it comes to raw source, we are going to use table country, this one. Then you save or Control S. Then you can just click here on the table and see if your instructions are now practical. You click here on the location, you see now it appears. In other words, all the countries are now appearing as it is shown in the question paper. We are done. Question 5.1.4. Edit the price field so that it only accepts values above 15,000. Add a descriptive text that refers to the rule. You need to click your table again, right click, design view. We need to go to price field. Price field. Then you click general, because it has to make sure that the prices are greater than 15,000, or only prices greater than 15,000 are allowed. So we have to click here inside the validation rule. We are going to use greater than sign 15,000. And now we need to also enter the validation text, because we have to add any descriptive text that refers to the rule. Then you can write anything like price must be greater than 15,000. Price must be greater than 15,000. Then Control S, or you save. Then you just continue and say yes. Then we are done. If you want to test it, you can just test it here. and try to type the amount that is less than 15,000. Let's just type maybe 5,000. Then it says the price must be greater than 15,000. Then it means our validation rule and our validation text works perfectly. We are done. Question 5.2. Modify the form 5_2 to display as shown in the example below. This is what we are going to do here. You have to come here to form 5.2. It has to look like what we see in the question paper. So now we need to go to, because we need to center this tournament games. We need to center it. You right click here, then you go to design view. Then bring it to the right hand side. Bring it to the right hand side. It will be centered automatically. It will be centered. Bring it just to the right hand side, but sometimes it will tell you how to position it. Then let's go back to layout view. Right now it's in the center. It's in the center. So now we have to take this hair image and bring it here. Design view. We have to move this image and bring it here. And bring it here. Like this. The Microsoft Office that I'm using is not allowing me to crop. It's not allowing me to crop. So I don't want to use other resources to crop it, because if you are in an examination room, you encounter that particular problem, they may not allow you to do so. Or in most cases, there are no instructions that will say you have to use other resources so that you can crop the image. But if you are using maybe old version of Microsoft, you can just crop it and it will allow you to crop. Or if you're using a version that allows you to crop, you can just crop it and there will be no problem. I will leave it like this because in most cases, when you are in an examination room, there will be no instruction that will compel you, that will instruct you to use other resources like Microsoft Word and others that will help you to crop the image and save it and then bring it here. So we are going to leave it like this. Then you can just adjust. You can just adjust everything like this. And then we go back to layout view. Now we can see we have our image here. And now we need to focus on the discount fee. We have to make sure that there is discount fee here. We have to go to design view. You have to go to design view. Then we have to click unbound, this one, not this one, but this one, unbound. Then we click this tab here, which is data source. Data source. So next to data source, or in this field here, we are going to type a formula. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to say is equals open bracket. Then we're going to use square bracket or this bracket and write fee. Bracket again. Bracket again. Then we are going to use star. In other words, for multiplication. Time is 90. 90, 100 minus 10 is 90 because we want that 10%. We want that 10%. Then we close the bracket. Then we say divide by 100. Then you press enter. Then you press enter. So now it's going to show us the 10% discount. Why? Is because the reason we use this formula, we are actually saying is equals fee. In other words, it has to connect with this fee here. That is why we're using these brackets. It has to like focus on this amount here and then give us a discounted fee of 10% here. That is why we say multiply by 90, then divide by 100. Then we have to right click here and see if everything is okay. Everything now is 100%, but we need, it has this figure here should look like this one. In other words, we have to add 2 decimals as well as the currency. So we need to go back to design view again. You click this one here, click this one here, then you go to format this time. You go to format, then under format, you type currency. You type currency, then under decimals, you just choose 2. Then you save your work. Then you go back to design view. You go back to design view. Not design view, but layout view. Here we are. You see now, this part here is now giving us a discounted fee with the currency and the decimals. We are done.